city that has it all in one. Macbeth of Africa. What's your dream? Bring it to Lagos. Chances are you may actualize your dream. My name is Shego Aruoture. My Lagos.
Studio. And a good morning to you once more, Lagos. You're tuning in and listening to Smooth Breakfast on Smooth 98.1. Right now, it's 45 minutes gone past 6, which means it's time to delve into the world of business inside of Business Express. And to help break things down for us, we have Rotus in the studio as per usual. Good morning, Rotus.
Good morning, Folu. Good morning, Lagos, and everybody stream. Hey, if you're on the camera, can you see all these papers? Look at all these papers. Look at all this research for a 15-minute program. It's insane.
Let me clap for you. Let me clap for you. Lagos,
just for our YouTube people out there.
Go over to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/smooth981fm Lagos. That is how you can find us. You can also just tweet at us, use the hashtag BusinessExpress981, or send in your messages and your comments to us on WhatsApp to 0809 444 0981.
Thank you. Christian is in the studio. Christian, good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, Lagos.
All right. 1/3 of the Horsemen in the studio. Where do we start? Okay, so let's start with how the market kicked things off on Monday. Yesterday, they were down by 0.9%. All share index 40,533 points is where we closed. Market cap is at 14.6 trillion naira. So far this year, we're up by 6%. 29 gainers, 20 losers. Christian, Skybank was up 10% yesterday. What's up? Owando is in second place. I think if we have time, we're going to get into shedding more light on Owando. The Minister of Finance, our dear Kemi Adeosun, has come out with more explanations as to why she suspended the acting DG of the SEC. So Owando is in second place, up by 9.4%. UACM Property Development Company down by 7.8%. They were the top loser as of yesterday. 363 naira to the dollar is where we're at as far as foreign exchange. And Wane is in the studio. Wane, you know we stream now, so we can see you when you come in late.
Yeah.
Good morning, Lagos.
Good morning, Wane. Welcome.
So, guys, let's first off start. Lagos, I've always emphasized that if you hear of any particular investment you're not sure of, please tweet me, tag me, say, hey, Rotus, I heard about this particular investment. What do you think? Here are the details. So the reason why we're bringing this up, first off, we got this from Sahara Reporters. EFCC recovers 216 million naira from Swiss golden fraudsters. If now the word fraudsters has now been attached to Swiss gold. It's not me that put it there. Christian.
There is good.
You just broke hearts.
Hey, look, it's what is the headline there. What are we seeing from this, Christian?
I mean, it's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate. First of all, that some of these schemes were allowed to thrive. I think many of them should have been nipped in the bud before they even became like the news about them went viral, because that's when people start to buy into it. And then I think it also has to do with the current situation in the country. People are desperate to make money from virtually anything.
I mean, Christian, for simplicity's sake, first of all, what makes Swiss golden? Why that headline? Why attach fraudulent to that? So that, because there are a lot of people out there, they're golden girls, as I call them, who are just like, come on, let's have these golden parties.
Because whichever way you choose to look at it, it's actually a Ponzi scheme. You take from Peter, you pay Paul. Okay. One day, Paul is not going to be there anymore, and then Peter won't be able to get his money. Okay. Yeah, that becomes a problem. So the commission has picked up. That's the EFCC has picked up the so-called sponsors, who are now suspects, and they've agreed to refund some of the money. About 216 million has been recovered, but that's just like a drop in the ocean.
Right.
How much people actually lost. Also, reminds us of the more popular Ponzi scheme, MMM.
Yes, exactly.
When kaput last year.
And of course, the link between these two, one of the guys, his name is Maxim Lobati. He's Russian. Russia keeps popping up in all these things. Everywhere.
Even on the APC handle.
Exactly, the APC thing. There's two Nigerians that are attached to him, of course, Austin Emenike and Dixon Nonso Onuchukwu. Those are the other two individuals that were picked up by the EFCC and were questioned. So that's where we are with that. Again, please, if you see or hear of any investment that you're thinking of investing in, please just feel free. We will analyze it for you, tell you whether or not it's something that you should be going into or not. So that's that about Swissquote. There's a friend of mine that has been fighting with me over this thing. I sent her this story yesterday, and yeah, go ahead.
I need to quickly mention that it's estimated that total amount loss is about 3 billion naira.
Thank you, 3 billion.
Just
so
imagine.
when we're reading at 260 million,
Recovered.
that is.
So, I mean, it's a shortfall.
There's still a lot there. One year, let's come to you with this survey from the CBN. This is the credit condition survey reports. Says here that bank credit increased in the first quarter of 2018. What do you think about this survey? The CBN actually did a survey. They're saying that credit from banks to households and corporations in the first quarter of 2018 went up.
It's a survey.
It's a survey. Yes,
If you wait for Q1 results,
right.
we actually see lending growth from banks.
Because we haven't really seen that in the last few quarters.
It's a Q1, so we should use the banking results.
Yeah, why don't you give us that story just to counterbalance what we're reading here?
Okay, so the Oniha, the DG of the TMO boss,
Debt Management Office.
Yes, that's correct. She said that Patience Oniha said that lending to real sector is non-existent despite the release of 400 billion. So the Debt Management Office is saying there's nothing happening. There's no lending to the real sector, and we have a survey saying that.
That's why I said we have to wait for the Q1
right.
results.
Hey, look, we can.
When the results are announced,
then
we actually now look at the numbers.
We can test this out. If you're on YouTube or you're listening and you received increased credits from your bank in Q1. Hey, Q1, of course, January through March. Please send us a message and just, or you know somebody and I know somebody and know somebody.
Please tell me the bank.
Exactly. So we can also go and borrow because lending has been kind of constrained.
Well, someone has sent in a message. A very interesting stuff. Frank says, did anyone notice the abnormality in the NSE? I checked the site after close of business day by 2:30 p.m. and saw that the market closed at 0.14% appreciation, and then later in the evening, I noticed that it changed to a decline of 0.97%.
And that's what we reported.
Please, when is the right time to check the site for data updates?
I think market closes at 3:30. I mean,
no, 2:30.
2:30, excuse me. So 2:30 p.m. is when we expect to have the official figures from the NSC.
Just give it 30 minutes.
No. What happened yesterday was an abnormality.
Okay, because that's what he's talking about.
Yeah, right. Because I have colleagues in the office who came to me with figures at the close of business, and then when I went back to double check the figures, they were totally off.
Changed, yeah.
I was going to blame them until I spoke to some other people who said yes, something actually went wrong. It went from positive to negative after the close of trading.
But you know what's scary is that there's no explanation so far. So what went wrong?
Technical glitch, Abby.
Someone knows.
That's what we do. Let me say technical glitch.
Exactly. I know that's the thing.
It's the easiest way.
Mistake. Okay, more messages.
Is the phone line actually ringing?
Yes, it is, but
Somebody's
we're not picking that up. More messages are coming through. Shala says, survey, banks only lend to salary earners, says Shala.
Exactly. There's, what's it now? They looked at secured credit and unsecured credit. So, of course, secured credit is against either your salary or against an asset, and then unsecured is, by the way, unsecured, that one, they didn't see any increase there. Shall we talk about Presco? Presco's full year 2017 results are good old agro-allied industrial company Presco. Guys, how are we seeing the results? I show revenue up, yeah?
Yes, not bad. Presco, this results are quite interesting. Considering the fact that in 2016, full year 2016, Presco's results were super. But then we can attribute that the result of 2016's results to a couple of factors that happened, a couple of things that happened in 2016. The ban on the items, the exchange rate.
Yeah, access to the central bank's rate for certain items.
Yes. I mean, all of that helped to buoy their your revenue figures. But this year, in 2017, we're seeing a 44% revenue growth year on year.
Yeah,
really impressive in my opinion. Considering the fact that some of the factors that were present in 2016 are not there in 2017. We also saw PBT go down by 64.9%. That's a lot. But PAT came in positive, surprisingly. Well, not surprisingly, by 17.1.
But just tell them the reason why. Their profit after tax increased because...
I mean, the tax credit.
Tax credit. How much was that tax credit, please? 14 billion naira? I believe it was 14.5. I think it was 14.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, 14.5.
0.5 billion naira.
There's something very interesting though in there. If you look on a quarterly basis, quarterly performance, their expenses increased. It is almost doubled Q4 2017 versus Q4 2016 because of this 2.3 billion naira payment to their parent company because of an approval that they got from NOTAP, which is the National Office of Technology Acquisitions and Promotion. Lagos, I'm still doing my homework on this agency, but it has to do with technology transfers, yes? That they approve for companies here in Nigeria. If you break down that 2.3 billion fee, they said it was a 2-year backlog plus current year. 2.3 divided by 3, I got like 760 million or so. So fees of 760 million a year as a result of these fees to parent companies because of technology transfers. I'm still, again, I was talking to the analyst that looks at Presco, still trying to get a hand on it. But the general gist is, I don't know, some of these fees that the agencies are causing some of these companies to pay are bearing down on their earnings. Is that, I mean, that's the gist I got. What did you guys think? That's how I saw it, though.
I mean, if the parent companies are entitled to it, there's nothing we can do about it.
But okay, fine.
Until we get the full details.
Right.
So gentlemen, very quickly, you made a call asking people about credit facilities. Prince has sent in this message. He says, actually, there is an increase in credit facilities, even from the books of the financial institution I work for, says Prince. Okay. And he says, and Stanbic has been disturbing me to get unsecured facility from them.
Nice.
All right, very interesting.
Prince, at what rates? At what rates? I'll be interested to know at what rates you're getting.
They're lending.
Yeah, I mean, even things like the digital platform are lending at the moment. Right. Once you sign up to the app, you can get almost instant credits, which is very interesting to see. So it is sort of developing. I definitely wasn't like that when I first moved back.
At what cost? Because one thing the report looks at is that the spread between lending rates for secured credits and the MPR, 14%. They said that spread was increasing, so that's
which shouldn't be so.
So yeah, if I'm lending to you at 18% or 19%, that's a 500-600 basis point spread between that and the MPR. So that's because inflation has been coming down. Are we all expecting MPR to come down for the next meeting?
No, I'm
not. One, you're not Christian.
And then up on Twitter, Ali Balogun asks, guys, what do you think about Wema and Skybank shares? Sell, hold, or buy more? He asks.
Okay. Ali Balogun, now again, you need to talk to an analyst, you need to talk to a broker to make sure that you do your due diligence. But generally, we all know here that Skybank has had some challenges, right? Gentlemen?
They're still under management of CBN.
CBN, sorry. CBN is still administrator for Skybank. So I wouldn't buy Skybank shares.
I'm surprised that the share price, the share is still trading.
It was the top gainer yesterday. It's the
market. It's one of those things.
Yeah, right? Wema Q2, I said Q2, tier 2. We're not really as bullish on tier 2 banks as we are on tier 1. Yeah, I think only FCMB and
if you want capital appreciation, most likely go to tier 1.
Tier 1 banks, yeah.
Tier 2 banks, there are only few names you can pick
out of there, of which Wema and Sky aren't there. So again, part of the show, we try to give you a little light on these things. So none of us here are bullish on any of those banks. I would suggest you hold if you actually have any of if you're actually thinking of buying. But again, do talk to brokers if you want to get some more light. But as of us here, we're saying no. Real quick.
In 45 seconds.
45 seconds. All these papers, all this research, we never ever get to finish.
The main issue there about the pension fund was the fact that there was increased withdrawal.
Thank you. Read the headline, please. 63,000.
60,000 disengaged workers withdrew 20.64 billion from pension fund.
Okay, so only after 30 seconds. But the gist is that because of job losses, the PENCOM Act allows you to withdraw 25% of what you hold after 3 months.
If you're within a certain age,
less than 50. So what we're saying, and we'll get into Lagos. We'll get into this in more detail tomorrow. But one, thanks for that. So with that headline, it's showing that more people, there's an increase in people making withdrawals from their pensions due to where things are with unemployment as of right now. Yeah, gentlemen, there's never enough time, even for life. It's just never enough time. Thank you, Wanne and Christian, for joining us, and thank you all for your messages as well. Keep your questions coming. We'll answer them as much as we can. Folu.
Okay, philosopher Rotus. Let's move on. Lagos coming up at 7 o'clock. Frankly speaking, of Muiwa for BMN at 7:30. We break it down in detailed newspaper analysis. It's freshly pressed.
Business Express on Smooth 98.1 every Monday to Friday at 6:45 a.m.
Excuse me, we'll do.